joke and I'll put myself down in a joking way. That doesn't mean I have low self-esteem. It means I just don't take myself too seriously, right?
That's good.
Now, I think so. However, you will have people who will feed on that and try and tailor their interactions with you around it. Meaning, they will try to insult you.
You're so right. Like, so recently, just a story to that point, I put on TikTok there's a meme that goes through TikTok where they're like, if you were going to hire me for a job based just on appearances, what job would you give me? And then I got like hundreds of comments that just said clown, bin man, all this trash. And it's because I have face tattoos and because I'm kind of goofy in the video, and it totally hurt my feelings. But I have to come out of that and just be like, yeah, that hurt my feelings. I would rather people say this guy looks like he should be a librarian or a senator or something like important and big. Like ideally, I'd want people to say this guy looks like he could be a doctor or something, and instead I look like a clown.
Now the question is, why aren't those comments balanced in any way? Why are most of those comments incredibly and almost incessantly negative and harsh?
And it's human nature, I think, and particularly I think men, but not always. Some women are haters, but there's something about testosterone that just means like you look at an opportunity to make a change, and usually that change that you have the opportunity to make is in making somebody's day worse and maximizing the negativity of something. And it's just irresistible to do that. I don't know it's schadenfreude that is like built up in you or something. I don't know what you get out of doing that, but if you take somebody down a notch, then that's possible to take somebody down a notch, then you have to do it. It seems like for whatever reason. And so with therapy, you have to make yourself vulnerable, and putting it on social media means that the person seeing it can say, like, chomo is how you say pedophile if you're a convict. But like I used to get people like pedophobic comments as if I was a child abuser, and I had to like actually argue against that perspective entirely. Like I'd have to actually address those comments because there were so many of them at some point that I was like, well, I have to respond now. And so then right after that, a couple of people like left my internet universe. And I think that's because if you deny that you're a pedophile, there's no better indication that you are a pedophile than that you're talking about it.
Now hold on to that thought.
I mean, that's probably not true, but that's a feeling.
Now, hold on to that thought. Yeah, that thought is suspended in the air. Hold on to that thought.
Okay.
And tie it right to my thoughts about why Maniac might be hesitant to put their content out there. The reason is, once you upload a certain therapeutic style or an approach, right, to your issues, whatever you may be going through, most history has shown, even through your personal experience, has shown that the multitude of those comments are going to be incredibly negative. And out of those negative comments, you may have a multitude of accusations about the therapist or the agency.
And they might feel like they're on the line and they have to respond.
That's right. If people have left your internet universe, please, appreciate that people are probably going to leave Maniac or have a negative thought about Maniac.
Oh, man, that's terrible thought.
Do you see what I mean?
But you know what? That's what you get when you say, I'm going to be a counselor. I'm going to be a therapist. because you're saying I can help somebody. I am somewhat heroic. Every hero has to have a smidgen of superhero in him.
Well, this is the thing. You're saying that I may have the ability to help out an individual, not the world. You understand? Like your medicine, what you need.
Every individual is the world.
However, every individual is also incredibly different. It's the same as we are. We are as complicated as we are. The same. We are, and you know what I mean. We are as unique as we are similar. That is the brilliant mystery of humans. You know what I mean? And what you need for your ailment, whatever teaspoon you may need, or a gallon of whatever, is completely different from what the next person needs.
Yeah.
And what your vice may not be somebody else's vice. You know what I mean? And your magic pill may not be somebody else's magic pill. In fact, they may frown upon it. You know what I mean? Like someone may be a kind of an incorrigible human being, just by all accounts, by their behavior, the things they've done to people, right? And they may be a reprobate, but they might have some sort of spiritual awakening, right? Sure. And you may see them transform their life. You may see them transform their life. By all accounts, this person is completely changed from who they were due to their spiritual awakening. But if you have people who frown upon not only their particular belief system, but belief systems of a spiritual sort in general, then they'll be destroyed. You know what I mean? Or people will go out of their way to try to break them down. And the reason I'm saying that is not everyone is going to agree. Even if therapy has been incredibly transformative to you, please do not believe for an instant that there aren't going to be a lot of people who are going to look upon that with a critical eye and try to destroy that for no other reason than they simply disagree with it. They have no personal experience. They just simply disagree with it. And they will stay late nights to dismantle your belief system for no other reason than they can. And that is an unfortunate quality of humans, but a very real quality of humans.
Yeah, we love to take dumps on each other's heads.
Yes, we do. For no other reason than though it worked for you.
So then we just need thick skin as like a rule. Everybody needs thicker skin, but I guess some people aren't built like that. And so I guess this is the question, is whether a person like me that insists on thick skin has any business getting therapy.
Well,
because maybe it's just like, I think of it as something everybody has a right to, but that's kind of like, I also think I have a right to record it. And even if the doctor in the situation, I don't know how to put this, man.
What you're talking
if they don't want it, then fuck them. They have to take it, and that's a bad position to take. So I feel almost like I should think about that situation before we try and find a therapist that'll let me record a session with them, because maybe I'm wrong.
So I will say this. So your comment about having thick skin. I think thick skin is. I think there's good. Okay, this is going to sound dumb, but I'll say it. I think there's pros and cons to that, to having thick skin. I think the pro is if there are malicious people out there who just want to hurt you for no other reason than you are different, or they perceive you to be different, and sometimes we tend to fear the things that are different, and more so we tend to hate the things that are different. And then just taking another step farther, if you fear and hate something, then you try to get rid of it, you try to destroy it. I think those split-second decisions occur just like that. I think they're instantaneous, and I think a lot of people aren't able to draw one line to another. You know what I mean? They aren't able to point those pinpoint those kind of points in their reasoning system. But I think for a lot of people, it goes just that way. You are different. Because you are different, I stay away from you. That means I don't know too much about you.
And that's the notion of the nigger faggotard, something that can't be respected. It's not that they're not respected and deserve it, or that they are respected and they don't deserve it. It's that it's impossible. Or they're not respected and they don't deserve it. It's that in the moment, something about the internet tells us that eccentrics receive all of the bigotry, like misoneism and all that. And so that's the notion of nigger faggotard that I think that the internet gives us. That it's somebody you can't respect me is some people can't. Like it's impossible.
Yeah, it's very hard for them. It's very hard for them. And you know what I mean? So I think
And that's okay. I don't mind being disrespected. I guess I still want to have a therapist so I can talk about, especially my daughter, because she's states away and I miss her and I feel terrible.
Yeah.
I think I'd still like to have a therapist, but I think we should consider limiting the amount of recording that I do so that the therapy doesn't harm the therapist.
Yes.
And so I have to go into this, even though I'm the patient, with some consideration for the professional, so that their thin skin doesn't get wounded, if that makes sense. I think that's what we're coming to.
Okay.